Hey guys, in this video we're going to cover how to build a sales funnel in Digably. And I know that a lot of times people get started, they got a brand new account, and there's so much going on over here, so many menu items, so much power behind this program that you can oftentimes get lost. And so what I want to do in this video is basically go step by step through an entirely new account. You can see that I'm in a demo account, and this is brand new. I haven't touched this at all, and so you're gonna be able to see me walk through the steps on how to set up a standard lead magnet funnel, which most people can utilize in their businesses. And along the way, you're gonna also see me go through the various sections in the program, talk about how to do a lot of things. Okay, now what I want you to understand is I don't want you to get overwhelmed with this video. There's going to be a lot covered, but we're going to break this down into chapters. Okay, so you're going to be able to if all you want to know is how to build a landing page, you're going to be able to find that in the chapters. If you want to be able to set up an email automation, you can find that in the chapters as well. But I wanted to give a complete start to finish, brand new account to having your funnel live to the public. I want to show you that. Okay, so it'll take out all the confusion. You'll have step by step from start to finish. So I'm excited about this. I know you guys are excited about it, and hopefully this will help a lot of people out. So before we get into building the funnel specifically, I do want to go over some of the menu items over here just so everyone's aware of what those are there for and what you can do with them. Okay, I'm not going to cover everything in detail, but I will cover the main ones that pretty much everybody's going to use. Okay, your inbox over here, that's where all your messages are gonna live. Okay, and as you can see, this is a brand new account. There's no messages at this point, but this is where you're going to set up your emails. This is where you're going to set up your website chat widget. This is where you're going to receive text messages. All of your messages, inbound and outbound, you'll be able to find here in this inbox. And you can't see it at the moment because this is a brand new account. But once you get your emails and chat widgets and everything connected, this is going to look much like a regular email inbox. You're going to see your messages over here as in like the subjects. When you click on the message, you'll see it expand over here, just like a regular email inbox. So you can add inboxes in this tab. You're going to be able to get different reports and different settings for your inbox up here. If we move on the phone, this is a click call phone, guys. So what's really cool is you can have tons of contacts in here, and you'll be able to call them directly from your dashboard here, which is really cool. It'll keep track of everything, and you'll be able to reference it. Contacts. This is your CRM. This is the lifeblood of your business. Okay, so ideally you're going to want to see this really stack up with hundreds and hundreds and thousands of contacts, because the people that are connected to us, the people we have their contact information, their email addresses, the people that know us, that's who we're going to be able to help out and and be able to produce income for ourselves. Okay, so contacts, super big. We're going to talk about that a little bit more later, but there's tons of functionality here to keep you organized and be able to keep you on top of things. Calendar. Okay, your calendar, our calendar feature is super cool. You can connect your Google Calendar, right? The calendar you have on your phone or your Outlook. You're going to be able to sync it with this, and when it's a two-way sync. So you sync your Google Calendar here, anything you add in here is going to show up on your Google Calendar. So if you have it on your phone, you add it here in the dashboard, it's going to show up on your phone. Or if you add it on your phone, it's going to show up here in the dashboard. And so beyond that, the calendar has a really cool feature that's much like if you've used other appointment setting apps like Calendly or things like that. You're going to be able to have your very own right here inside of Digably, branded to you, with tons of functionality, reminders, all kinds of really cool stuff. And again, it's a two-way sync with the calendars you already use once you get them connected. If we move on to pages, this is where you're going to be able to build your web pages. So if whether that be just a standalone landing page, whether that be a multi-page website, your funnels, anything like that, you are going to be able to build those in this section. This is also the section where you can connect your own domains. So you have unlimited custom domains, guys. So if you, let's say there's several people that I know, and me personally, we own several domains, and you're going to be able to connect every one of those. It's unlimited. Okay, you have 50, 100 domains that you want to connect to sites in here, you can do that, no additional charge. Super cool. I don't know anybody else that's doing that, but you can connect all of your domains here to those pages we were just talking about. Forms. Okay, we have a really cool form builder. You can build custom forms, and without going too much into the power, because they can connect to API and different things like that, forms are critical for gathering that contact information that we talked about. Okay, so we've all been online, and somebody says, just fill in your first name and email here, and we're going to send you your free ebook, right? Or fill in your email here and submit, and you're going to be able to watch this this webinar replay instantly. Okay, and we do that, right? Because we're willing to give up that contact information to be able to get that lead magnet, and we're going to go through that so that you guys can do that very same thing with your own sites and your own businesses. But the incredible thing about our custom forms is you can put them on any page. You can really put them on any website, and once you gather that contact information, you're going to be able to utilize that moving forward to continue to contact, reach out, and nurture that lead into eventually either buying from you, booking with you, or something like that. Okay, so forms are super cool, and what's really cool is that the submission of a form by a potential customer or client can trigger an automation to follow up with them 100% automatically without you having to do anything after the initial setup. And so with that, we're going to move on to automations. Okay, automations, absolutely powerhouse, just incredible tools here for you to use. And it's one of those things where in the beginning it may seem like a lot. We're going to work through it. Okay, but what's so powerful about this is once you get it set up, it runs on its own. Okay, and that's so critical. All of us have submitted a form to watch a webinar, or to get a free ebook, or get a free white paper, or be entered to win a drawing, and then we start getting emails, right, from the company or the person that we submitted that form through. And those emails, they're automated. And that's exactly what you're going to be able to do. Not only are you going to be able to automate emails, you can automate tagging contacts so that they're organized. You can automate sending text messages. Okay, you can automate product purchases. You can automate, membership access. There's so many things that you can do with automations. You can set up your own interactive virtual recording calls. So we've all called a place or a company, and it says, thank you for calling. If you'd like to speak with a person, press 1. If you would like to hear, today's business hours, press 2. You're going to be able to set that up with automations, and that's going to work flawlessly when someone calls your business, calls your phone number that you set up in the phone section. So it's super cool, incredible power. I really, really love this program, and I know you guys will love it too as soon as you get your head wrapped around the things it can do and how it all fits together. Okay, let's move on to the products section. This is where you're going to be able to see all your orders, subscriptions, transactions, get some reporting. Okay, you can set up coupon codes for your products. Now, whether that be physical products, digital products, doesn't matter. You can set up coupon codes that you can give out and people can use. Now, as far as the products themselves, you'll be able to add products. Okay, we're gonna create a product. We're gonna go through this all as we move along through this video. But the product section simply is just setting your prices, setting your payment terms, things like that, product images and descriptions, and we're going to be able to use those in our custom forms. Remember we talked about forms earlier. We're going to be able to use those in purchase forms so that people can actually go to your website, go to your funnel, go to your landing page, however you have it set up. They're going to be able to go there and pay you, enter their credit card information and pay you. Okay, so that's super, super cool. Let's go to settings, and I just want to show you some of the integrations that's available to you. It defaults to billing, and that's the one that that you're going to focus on mostly. I want you to look at the different billing integrations that are available for you. Okay, and this is in order for people to be able to pay you. Okay, we've got Authorize.net, PayPal, the big ones, guys. We've got Braintree, Square, incredible, Stripe. So no matter what merchant account service or payment gateway you use, there's very, very good chance that you'll be able to integrate very quickly and easily with Digably and start taking payments and start making money. So that's there in settings. We'll leave settings for the moment. I do want to point out, guys, that if you look in your left side menu, there's a Help Docs link. Okay, and if you click that, it's going to open up a new tab, and you're going to have basically a document knowledge base type system where you can find some answers to the questions that you may have. And we have these organized in the same type of fashion that the side menu is organized: inbox, phone, contacts. If you look at the help docs, you've got your inbox, phone, contacts, and it goes on. But just to point out a few things about this before we move on, because this can be super helpful for you, is you can see, if we look at inbox, how to connect an email to your Digably inbox. Okay, if we click on that, you're going to see that each of these comes up with a video, a how-to video, and it also walks you through step-by-step with screenshots. Okay, so that's going to be super helpful for you. There's a search function up in the upper right. So if I type in form, let's just type in form, and then you can see all the thing about forms: how to make a form field required. Okay, how to redirect users following a form submission, how to change the button color on a form. Okay, there's all kinds of things in here that you'll be able to utilize and be able to refresh your memory on anything that we've covered. or if we don't quite cover it and you need a more detailed step by step, you can find that in here. So I'm going to close this out for now, and let's go back to our dashboard, our main dashboard. Now let's talk about the funnel that we're going to build here today. So we're going to build a basic lead magnet funnel, and it's what we discussed a little bit earlier. It's we've all been through one of these. Okay, so you go to a web page. They're offering a free ebook download or a free webinar or something like that, and you want that ebook or you want that webinar, and it asks you, okay, to get your free ebook download, just enter your name, email, and phone number in the form and click submit. And so you do that, they deliver your free ebook. It's either on the next page available for download or they send it to you in an email. But inevitably, after you submit that information, you're going to some kind of a sales page somewhere in that process. Okay, so you have somebody come in. You have somebody come in. You give them something valuable for free. Okay, you give them something valuable for free. They give you their contact information, and when they do, you take them to a sales page. So they got something great for free, but in the end, you want to sell them something, or you want to get them to book with you, or something like that. So they've entered their contact information. When they hit submit, it either redirects them to a thank you page, which says, something to the effect of, thank you, your free ebook is on its way. In the meantime, take a look at this incredible special offer. Okay, so you've got them to a sales page now. Now you have an opportunity to get them to actually spend some money. A lot of times, guys, believe it or not, people will, and you may even know this from experience, people will opt in for a free ebook, but then they come to a sales page that's offering, one-on-one consultation, or it's offering this incredible deal on a product or incredible deal on a course, and that person never even looks at the free gift, but they may go ahead and buy what you're offering them. Okay, and either way, the goal of this funnel is to have that initial contact information. Let's say they opt in for the free ebook or webinar or whatever it is. They opt in, they come over to the sales page. You now have their contact information. Whether they buy anything or not at that point, you have their contact information, and our goal is to set up an automation to where you can continuously and automatically send them emails, drip emails on them, okay, so that they begin to know you, like you, trust you, understand that you're providing value to them. And when somebody sees that you're providing value through email content or text messaging or something like that, they are going to think to themselves, man, if this is their free stuff, wonder what I could get if I paid. Okay, so it's going to be it's a really cool process. Many of us, if not all of us, have been through it before on somebody else's site. But now it's time to use it on your business. Now it's time to use it to get your message out, to get your products out, to get your services out. And so the goal, high overview, is have a landing page with your lead magnet. You get that visitor to fill out the form and give you their contact information. From that point forward, you send automated emails to them, providing value and pushing them back to your product or services. And at the same time, you redirect that user upon form submission to a sales page or a thank you page. We're going to make it kind of a combo, okay? But this is a way you can get somebody, when they take that first step, they're more likely to go in this this buying type of behavior. They've taken a little step. Now it's time to take a bigger step. So we're going to show you how you can do that, all within Digably, and even deliver the ebook, and just continue to follow up with people. It's going to be incredible. You're going to love it. So let's dive in. Okay, guys, the ultimate goal here is for somebody to pay you money. Okay, that's the ultimate goal, whether that be for a product, service, whatever. But we will set up that initial product in the product section. So let's go ahead and do that. Now I want to start with this because we're kind of starting with the end in mind, because when you get that product set up, you're going to be able to utilize it on your pages, in your forms, things like that. So let's start with the product that we want to sell, and let's just go through an example. So I'm going to click on products over here, and then I'm going to click products up in the top menu. Now I'm going to click the add product button over here, and this is where we set up all the details. Okay, so just for an example, let's just call this awesome sauce. Okay, so this is just an example. First thing that came to my mind. So maybe you're selling some kind of a hot sauce or something like that. It's a physical product, but just go with me for this example. If you're not selling a physical product, the process is the exact same. So if it's a digital product, you're going to set it up the exact same. Okay, so product name. Now we can put in a description. And the reason I'm filling all of this out, guys, is you'll be able to see where we can turn some of this on and off in a form. So you put your description in there. This is where you can add product pictures. Okay, and unfortunately I don't have any product pictures of awesome sauce, but if you click the plus here, you're going to be able to drag and drop or browse for image files. And one thing that I use quite often to make product images and things like that is just Canva. You can use it for free and super user friendly. You can make your product images, download them, and then you can just drop them in here. Okay, and I will tell you that I recommend adding a square product image. It looks better on the forms. So just crop it to a square and drop it in here, and you'll have your product pictures. And you can add multiples, by the way, instead of default. So that's where you can add your product pictures. Now let's talk about pricing. You click the plus, pull up your pricing, and so let's just say we're going to charge $12 for this, and it's a one-time. Okay, and we have it set to one time because this is a physical product. But let me show you what it would look like if you had some type of subscription product, a digital product, a membership, something like that. Then in that case, you would click recurring. Okay, a lot of people would choose monthly. And if you open up the advanced settings, you can see that you can create a free trial. And you can a lot of this is preset with merge fields. Okay, so that's going to kind of do its thing for you. But if you want to change that, you can change anything here in the advanced settings. Okay, so that's how you would do like a monthly recurring, and that would charge the person's card on file $12 every month in this case. Okay, but for now I'm going to put this on one time and save it. Now this is where you can add product options. That's going to be this is going to be something similar to if you're, and you can see the description here, product options can be small, medium, large, colors, things like that. That's if you have physical products and you want to give somebody an option on what to choose. Okay, and you can make those fields required. Typically not used for digital products, but it is there if you want to set it up. And then you can bundle items. Not most people don't do this. They would create the product as a bundle itself. And so for that example, you could just call it like a silver package, gold package, bronze package. And then in the description, you would add all the things that are in each of those packages. Usually easier to set up funnels that way. And so that's what I recommend. But if you would like to bundle items, you can do that. So we've got our product set up here. And now we're going to save that. Now, what time we're in here in products, I want to show you guys how you can set up coupon codes. Okay, so let's just say that to get your product out into the market, you want to offer 10% off a coupon code that you can post on your social media. Okay, so let's just do that. Let's create a coupon. So this is an internal name for your coupon, so this isn't going to show anywhere. You can use it for your own reference. So I'm just going to call it social media coupon. $10 off. Oops, missed my parentheses. $10 off. Okay. What code should your customers enter to redeem the coupon? The code type is going to be most times you'll use single. Okay, unless you're just sending out a bulk coupon that you want to be able to identify it as it's coming in. So let's just make it single for this case. Coupon code, for simplicity, let's just call it 10 off. So there's your coupon code. Now, what currency is this discount limited to? We're going to use US dollars. And then what type of discount would you like to create? You can do a fixed amount. Okay, now that's going to be a dollar amount. So if you wanted this to be $10 off instead of 10% off, then you would put $10 in here as a fixed amount. But we want to do 10% off in this example. So we're going to click percentage, and then we're going to make that percentage 10. Now, this isn't going to be a subscription, but you can see here that if you were creating a coupon code for a subscription, you can limit the amount of times that can be applied to that subscription. So if you made a coupon code that was 10% off your first 6 months, then for 6 months, okay, they're going to have 10% off applied to that payment. And then after that, it goes back to the regular payment amount. So that's pretty cool. That's a really good way to get people in on subscription. Redemption settings. Most of the times you're just going to leave this as unlimited. So if you put this on your social media, and you want to let as many people use it as possible, so you leave that as unlimited in this case. And then, can one customer redeem the same code more than once in another order? Most of the time, you're going to pick only once, so that they can't continue to use that code across all products and just abuse it, right? So, but there is that option. So you've got tons of options here in the coupon code settings. You can set the date range, right? So you can say this coupon is only available for the next 2 months or until a specific date. Okay, and then here's where you will put your payment page description. And so this is simply what's going to be there. When they apply the coupon, they'll see a little message here. And so it may say something like, Facebook 10% coupon applied. Okay, and that's just a little message to them to let them know that it's applied and what it was. Okay, and you can leave this blank. It's not required. So we're going to save that coupon, and now you have your product set up. You have a coupon available to get people interested and willing to try that product. Okay, and that's all we're going to do right now in the product section, and we may return to it a little bit later as we're creating forms and pages and things like that.
Okay, so now we're going to make our forms. Again, this funnel starts with a landing page, lead capture page, and on that page what we're going to do is collect some information from the user, get that user to take the first step. And so on that page we're going to need an opt-in form. The next step is going to be a sales page, and in that page we're going to need a product checkout form because we're going to ask the user to buy something. So let's start off by making the opt-in form, and then we'll go to the product checkout form. So to do that, inside the Digably dashboard, you're going to go to the left menu here and click Forms. It's going to take you to this screen. You're going to click Create Form in the top right. Now you're going to get a blank template here. We have some information here to help someone get started. For the purposes of this video, we're just going to go ahead and delete this. Now remember, this is an opt-in form. The first page of a funnel, you want to make that step easy for the user. So the less information you ask for, the easier it is for the user. Now, some of you may want to ask for more information, and there are cases where you would want to get a lot more information. But for this demo, to make it an easy first step for the user to opt in, we're just going to ask for name and email. To do that, you can see here it says drag and drop a form component. These are your form components over here, and you can drop down these menus and see what they are. If you're having trouble finding one of these fields, you can always search. So you can see here if I type name, it's going to pull up the fields that have name. So for this example, we're going to ask again for name. So I'm going to put first name in there. And all I'm doing here is clicking the field, dragging it, and dropping it. We're going to ask for last name, same thing, and then email. And this is basically it, guys. This is an opt-in form that asks for name and email. And so all we have to do now is save the form. You're going to click save up in the top right. You're going to give it a name. So I'm going to say opt-in form 1. And then we're just going to click save. And that form's been created. So let's go ahead and exit here, and then we'll create the product checkout form. As you can see here, we have this opt-in form that we just created here in our forms now. Now we need to create the sales form, the product checkout form. So to do that, again, you click create form. We're going to go ahead and delete this. And then now we're looking for purchase. Okay, so this is the element, the form field that you want to drag into this form when we're doing a product checkout. So drag that and drop it in. And you can see it pre-populates with this information that you're going to need to allow a user to purchase a product. It's going to tally up the total based on the product that you enter. It's going to take their name, credit card information, billing information, what you would typically see on a purchase form. So this is already pre-populated, but I need to show you another step. As you can see, there's no product in here. And this purchase form is going to go on the sales page of your product in this funnel. So if we click the little gear icon here, it's going to pull up purchase settings on the right hand side. And you can see here there's this products and config. So if I click right there where it says products, I can see this product that we already created, Awesome Sauce, $12. So all I got to do now is select that product, and you can see it adds it to the purchase form. Okay, so in its simplest form, guys, this is the product checkout form. Now you can go through settings on this. You can go and configure these things. Show coupon code if you have coupon codes. You'll notice if I check that on, it's going to give a space here for the user to use a coupon code. And you can allow someone to do that. Now if that coupon code's already been created for this product and they type it in here, it'll reduce that price to however you have the coupon code set up. You can look here and see all the other settings, collect phone, collect email, just different settings that you can set up for this form. but this form is finished. It'll work just like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to save this form, and we're going to give this a name, Awesome Sauce Checkout, and save. And then we're going to exit. You'll see here now we have the opt-in form that we just created, and then we have the Awesome Sauce Checkout form that we just created. The opt-in form, again, is going to go on the lead capture page. The Awesome Sauce Checkout form is going to go on your Awesome Sauce sales page. So we have our forms here. Just a reminder, because some people sometimes they wonder, well, why are we creating forms at this point in the funnel build? The way we're showing you here to build this funnel is the most streamlined way to make sure you don't forget any of the steps. So we always build the forms before we start building the pages, because when you build the pages, you can go ahead and just add the form elements that you've already created into those pages, and it'll work flawlessly. So hope that made sense, guys, and we'll move forward to the next video.
Okay, now that we have our forms done, we're going to move on to building our first page, which is our landing page. So to do that, we're going to go over to Pages in the left side menu. And then for this, I'm just going to click Landing Page here and click Create. And so for the site name, let's just call this Example Site. And here we are in the page builder. So I'm going to click Add New Page. And then for this tutorial, I want to create an empty page because I want to be able to show you some of the functionality of this builder as we build a page from scratch. So let's click Create an Empty Page. And then you have some placeholder text right here. What I typically do is just delete this. And we're going to get started and just build a very simple landing page so that you can put your opt-in form on here and allow people to come in, opt in for a free download, and grab their contact information. And then from there, we'll go on to the sales page. So let's start. I'm just going to delete this. Now you have a section container here, and I'll tell you guys that within the sections, okay, the page is made up of sections. So we've got one on top here already. You can add more, and we'll do that as we go. But for now, I just want to put I want to put a headline up top. So I'm going to drag this over here, and then I'm going to probably have an image and some text and maybe our opt-in form. Okay, so landing pages are often very simple. People don't have to pay anything to get what's on the landing page or the lead magnet page, and so you keep it simple. You don't necessarily have to have a lot of copy. And by the way, in this tutorial, we're not going to go through and create a lot of highly converting sales copy or anything like that. There's plenty of tools online that can help you do that. Or if you're a great copywriter, go straight from your brain. But for this example, we're just going to show you how to put the page together. So here's our heading. And maybe I will change just a few of the words. Grab your free ebook. Okay, so we've got a heading, and then I want to put an image and maybe some text and an opt-in form. So what I'm going to do is I'll grab a grid here and drop it down, and we want a 2x1. So we want image on the left, text and form on the right. So that's why I'm having 2 columns. I'm going to click that and select apply. And then now you can see we have we have 2 columns. Okay, so it's as simple as dragging an image into that first column. This is where you'll be able to add images, upload your own images, anything like that. And I'll show that in just a minute. We have a royalty-free image search, which can really help you out. But for the right column, I'm going to do maybe a subheading and then some text. And then we're going to put our form. Now, let me show you guys where to find your forms. If you have the elements sidebar open, you just scroll down and you're going to see my forms at the very bottom. So this is the opt-in form we just created. I'm going to grab that and drag it right under this text here. Okay, so our headings up here, I want to show you guys how to adjust the spacing because we don't want it this close typically. So let me point out that over here on the left, there is an element that's called spacer. Okay, I would avoid using this in most cases. Most of the time you can put your space right on the element itself, and this is just going to help you out when you look at your mobile version. Typically it's much cleaner if you just add spacing to the element itself instead of putting a bunch of spacers on the page. So I'm going to go ahead and pin this bar for now, and that's going to allow you to see the whole page. Now, if I want to add spacing to this element, then I can click this gear icon here, and I just want to add space to the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to uncheck this all same toggle here, and then below I'm going to add some space. Okay, so now we have more space here, and it's starting to look a little bit better. For the image, let's go ahead and add an image. If you select the image element and then you click here, you're going to be able to add an image. Now, what's really cool about the system is you have a royalty-free image search. You can add any of the images that you've created just by dragging and dropping them here, or you can search for an image. So I'm just going to search for, let's see, sauce, and maybe I will click. And this is just for an example, guys. Maybe I'll just click this one, see how it looks. Okay, typically I would put some sort of a ebook type mock-up. If I was giving away a free ebook, you can make those in Canva very easily. But just for sake of example, I'm just going to drop this picture in here, and then let's adjust this text. You can just double click to highlight that text just like any text editor, and then instant download. So now we'll edit this text. Again, double click. Please fill out the form below. Get your free ebook. Now we have our form here, guys. Now, one thing that I'll point out is there's so many ways you can edit these forms, change the styling and things like that. And you can do that by clicking this little palette icon, and you'll notice that we've got form selected, and there's a drop down here. We can change the background, the text color, labels, input color, input background, primary button background, primary button text. And so just for an example, I want to change this button background from blue to red. I can just select that color, and you can see that this has changed. Now, if I want this button to expand, not just be small like that, but to expand across the entire form, I can go to my form settings here, and then untoggle that button new line. It's going to extend that button. I think it looks pretty nice like that. So from here, we can see that this looks a little uncentered. So, and again, guys, I'm just walking through this so you can see some of the steps on how to edit a page. But this image looks a little bit high, so it's aligned with the top, but I kind of like it to be aligned vertically. And so if I select this, and again I go to the gear icon, I can increase the gap on the top. Okay, so I go to above, and then if I can kind of center that with the text on the right. Okay, when you get it how you like it, you can just let off the little slider switch, and now we have, in its most basic form, a very simple lead magnet page. Okay, so remember, all of this can be dressed up with text and sales copy and anything to entice the person to download. But here in its most basic form, we have a lead magnet page. Again, you would likely have a mock-up of an ebook or something like that. But this is just our goal. We want them to fill out the opt-in form, and then we have their contact information. Next, we're going to be moving on to the sales page or the thank you page. Okay, and those can oftentimes be combined. So our goal is to have them fill this out, submit. When they click submit, it redirects them to the next page. Now, before we finish this page up and move on, I want to point out that you can click on page settings up here, and then you can give your page a name. So for this page, we can just call it landing page so that you can keep yourself organized. For the slug, guys, you always want to leave, and the slug is just, if you look up here in the menu or in the address bar, the slug is what comes after the slash. So in this bar, you'll see the slug is design / editor / this thing. So it's just whatever comes after the slash. A tip, guys, you want to leave the slug as index for any page that you want to be your home page. So for example, if you have a website, awesomesauce.com, and when somebody goes to that website, you want them to land on your lead capture page, then you would leave that page as indexed. The slug, and this isn't going to show up here once you get this published. This is just to let the system know which page you want your domain to direct people to when they just type in the plain domain. Okay, so page title, that's what's actually going to show up here. So see where this is web designer Digably. This is what's going to show up for your page title. So for this example, I'm just going to type in awesome sauce. Okay, and then you can save. So now we have the page saved. And then I always like to click Save Draft before I leave. And that is our very simple landing page. Next, we'll move on to building our sales page. Okay, now we're going to move on to creating our sales page. So this is our landing page. This is the page. Remember that we give somebody something for free in exchange for their contact information so that we can then follow up. Well, when they fill out this opt-in form here and click submit, we want it to redirect them to our sales page. Okay, so what I'm going to do for this example is I'm going to go up here and click on this icon right here. And what that's going to do is show all the pages that you've created in this site. Now, to make this page, just so I don't have to start completely from scratch, I'm going to click this icon to duplicate this page. And then it's going to say, are you sure you want to copy this page? Yes. And now we see we have a copy of the landing page. So before we move any further, I'm going to go up here and rename this, and you can always tell right here which page you're working on. So I'm going to rename this. So I'm going to go back into my page settings, and I'm going to name this special offer. And the reason I'm naming this special offer is because, like many other funnels that you've probably been through, if somebody's already entered their contact information, if you offer them an incredible one-time offer, there will be some times where they'll take that offer, right? So I'm going to name this one special offer so we can stay organized. And then for my slug, I'm just going to put OTO for one-time offer. And you can put anything here. This is just what I want to put. And then I'm going to change that HTML to no extension. Then I'm going to click on save, and now you can see that the page we're working on is the special offer page. So let's go ahead and start editing from here. So I'm going to put thank you, and then I'm going to drag a little bit more text under here. Maybe I'll grab a subheading. And I'm going to put your free ebook is on its way to your inbox. Okay, and this is just to let them know, you know, a lot of people don't want to feel like you have promised them something and you're not going to give it to them because it takes them to a different page. So I always like to put something like this: your free ebook is on its way to your inbox. Grab a little bit more text and drop it under here. And then I might even put something like it should arrive within 15 minutes. In the meantime, take a look at this special offer. And then a lot of times I like to put something like only available on this. And so this is just creating a little bit of sense of urgency. Again, guys, this isn't a copywriting tutorial, but I just want to give you an idea of what we're trying to achieve here. So a lot of times in this case, what you'll do is I'm going to get rid of a few of these things here. I'm just going to delete the grid altogether. Okay, and a lot of times what you'll want to do is I'm going to take a little bit of the spacing out of here. And guys, just as I do this, just keep an eye on some of the things I'm doing. It'll help you see how you can move things around and work with things in the editor. Again, I might make this part bold. Okay. Now, oftentimes on a thank you page and a sales page, here we have them combined because we want to make an offer to them. You're going to see a video at the top. Okay, and what you can do is you can use AI to help you do this, or you can record one yourself. I actually prefer, personally, and this is just personal preference, to see the person that's selling the product to me. They usually have the most enthusiasm about it. They know most about it. And so I would even suggest just throwing your camera up in front of you and just do your own thank you video. Thank you for downloading our ebook. We're super excited. We know you're going to love it. We can't wait for you to check it out. And just to show you our appreciation for you, we want to give you an opportunity to take advantage of super special offer here on this page. You can check it out below. Something really simple, but it's very effective. So let's go ahead and add just a video placeholder because we're not going to actually put a video in here. So let's add a little space to the bottom of this text so we have a little space between that and our video. Okay, now you have your video here on the page. You'll notice that this takes up more than the page, so they would have to kind of scroll to see it. So I'm going to grab this here and just bring it in. So you can grab these handles and just bring it in. Okay, so that looks good. How you would add a video to this, if you have a YouTube channel and you put a video on there, you can add that simply by going to the video settings, choosing YouTube, and putting the link. Okay, another option is to use Vimeo, or you can do custom. Now, if you do a custom video, the way you're going to add that is you see it has a file URL here. Well, to find the file URL, you're going to do that by first uploading your video in the file manager. Now, if you look at the file manager, you can drag your video in here, and it's going to drop it in here. It'll take a while to upload, but once it's there, you'll see it here. And then imagine this is the video. You'll click here to copy the file URL. And once you do that, you can add the file URL in here on the video settings, right here, and then you'll have your custom video there. I'm going to change this back to YouTube for the time being. Okay, and then imagine now that you just have some sales copy below the video. Okay, so we'll just add a few things in. So let's put another a subhead. Actually, I'm going to change and put a subheading here. and then some text, then another subheading, and some text. Okay, and you can build out the sales letter as long as you want it to be. Okay, and you can put buttons in between. So you know how it is. There's a pretty good section of the sales letter, and then there's an option to click the button to go ahead and buy. You'll see that you can duplicate any of the elements by clicking on the element and then clicking this little duplicate icon. So imagine that you have sales copy all the way down this page. Okay, and every so often you have a call to action button. You can put whatever you want to here. In this case, I'm just going to put buy now, just so we understand what we're trying to achieve here. And I could have done this before I duplicated them. I'm going to add a little bit of space below the button. Remember, the way we do that is we click on gap, uncheck all same, and then we can add some space. So I set that to 35. We'll make these even. That, uncheck, and we'll make this 35. Same thing here. And then below 35 pixels. Okay, then let's put a little space under our video. So the way we would do that, you'll notice that if you click on the video itself, you don't see a gear icon. So what we would do is we would click this subheading here, and instead of below, we're going to add the space above. And then we'll see we got some space under our video. Okay. Now, I do want to point out that you can change the color of any of this. So if we want to change the color of those words, you can see text, background, shadow. Let's just change these words to blue for just an example, and you can see it changed the color of the text. You can do that with any element. You'll always see a styling menu if you click the element. So same thing with the buttons. If I click the buttons, I can change the border radius. I can eliminate the icon. So you can choose from different icons here, but if I just delete it, it'll go away. If I want to add an icon, for example, if just as an example, put this little bullseye here, you can see it shows up in the button. Now if we're looking at the styling of the button itself, let's say you wanted to create a border radius, increase the size of the border, you can drag that here. If you want to create a rounded button, you can click here. And if you want to do custom rounding of the button, you can click the three dots here, and you'll be able to see that it adjusts the border radius on the corners. Okay, so you have a lot of things you can do with the buttons. I'm not going to go through everything here, but just know that there's tons of functionality with this, and just play around, guys. I would always encourage you to just play around and see what you can make happen, because there's tons and tons of functionality with each of the elements. So remember, this is a sales page. Okay, it's a thank you page. It's doubling as a sales page, and we're going to make them a special offer. Okay, so when you make this special offer, remember, in our example here, our goal is to get them to buy our product that we created earlier. So there has to be a way for them to buy that product when they decide. So we're going to need a checkout process. So to add our product checkout on this page, we simply open the Elements panel. We go down to our forms, and remember we've already created our purchase form. So let's grab that and drag it in here. And now you can see that you have a purchase form here. Now, I will point out, and I'm going to drag this in just to make it look a little bit tidier. I will point out that the picture, remember I mentioned that you can put an image of your product in the product creation process. That would go here. Remember I said square looks really, really nice. It would show up here. Okay, and we didn't have a picture of the product, but that's where that would show up. Now, the neat thing about our forms here, again, you have customization options to where you can adjust the colors. So just so you can see what's going on, I'm going to make some drastic changes. But see, we're on form background here. It's on white right now. It's actually transparent. But let's turn it to red. So you can see that made a drastic change. I like for mine to be transparent almost all the time. So I'm just going to hit the undo button here until it goes back. But again, we're on our form. If I click the paint palette icon, we can change, let's just change the primary button background. Okay, so right now it's blue. Let's change it to green. And you can see that your buttons now change to green. Okay, same thing with, let's go with text. If we change that to red, you can see now that the text on the form is red. Now these are a little bit different. These are actually what we call labels. So if we change those to red, you're going to see now that those are red. But you can go in here and customize this however you want to match your branding. But now you have a purchase form on the page. So let's imagine that someone has read all the way down to this button and they want to buy. How do we make them clicking on this button come down to where that they can purchase this? Well, we do that by selecting the button, clicking on this little chain link icon, and then it says, what do you want to link to? Well, in this case, we want to link to an anchor. Okay? And it's going to be a custom anchor because we've built this all into one section. So we're going to do a custom anchor, and we've got to enter our anchor ID. So let me show you how to do that. If you click down here on the form, and then open up the Styles panel in the upper right, you're going to see here is your form ID. You'll see it's hashtag IOJIA in this case. Okay? So you're going to highlight that and copy it. And now let's go back to our button and click on the link, anchor, custom anchor, and then we're going to enter the ID and click done. Now, if we save this draft and preview the page, if we come down and check this button, you can see that when we click it, it scrolls us down to the purchase form. Okay, so that's how you do that. You can link anything to any element in the page using that custom anchor feature. Now, I know a lot of you guys would like to use something like that, so it's super cool, and that's how you would do it. Just because we're here, I do want to mention that at any time you can preview your page, so just like we did, always save it, and then if you click preview page, you can see how everything's looking and working. Okay. Now, keep in mind that we have not anchored these buttons, and we haven't linked them, so if you click them, they don't do anything. But remember, if you click this one, it's going to go right to our purchase form because we've set that custom anchor. Okay, guys, so we have created the bones of a sales page. Okay, and again, you'll fill out all kinds of text and copy and images or whatever you want to put on here. But the main functionality of this page that I wanted to show you was the opportunity to put a purchase form on the page so that someone can decide to pay you for your product or your service. Okay, guys, now we want to make a final thank you page because we don't want somebody to purchase the product on the sales page and then it doesn't go anywhere. It just stays right here. Then they might think, did my order go through? Did they take my money and they're not going to send me anything? We don't want any of that to happen, so we want to make a thank you page, a final thank you page, where users are redirected to after they submit this purchase form. So to do that, we're going to do something very similar. I'm going to click the show pages icon up here. I'm going to copy this page. And before I forget, I'm going to go ahead and rename this to thank you. And then for the slug on this one, just so I can easily remember it, I'm just going to put thank-you. Okay, now I'm going to click save. And now we know that we're working on the correct page because we can see it here. Now, thank you pages are usually pretty simple. So what we're going to do is we're going to delete most of the things on here. And I may skip through some of this because it can take some time. Well, that didn't take as long as I thought it would. So anyway, let's change this to where it says, thank you for your purchase. And then maybe we'll put something like, your order is being prepared. And then I usually put something like, please watch your inbox for order details and tracking information. Okay, so guys, basically that's it. Very simple page, just to let people know that their purchase did go through and that it's being prepared for delivery, however you deliver that, if it's a digital product or a physical product. So that's the thank you page. Again, we're going to save that. And that will be our final page for this funnel.
Okay, so in this video, we're going to cover how to create an automation sequence that sends to your user after they opt in to receive your free ebook. Okay, so to do that, first and foremost, we have to have an ebook. So if you have an ebook, you've created a PDF file, we need to host that PDF file online and have a link that users can click to be able to download that file. And you can do every bit of that inside of Digably. So to do that, you're going to open up your Pages section in the menu. You're going to click your page. And at the top of the page here, you'll see this that says File Manager. Click File Manager. And if you click here, you can open up your File Manager on your computer. You can click the ebook that you've created and add it. Or you can just click the file, drag and drop into this section here, and it'll load the file into this area. This contains all of your assets. Okay, so it could be images, PDF files, videos, you name it. Now, your ebook is going to be a PDF file. I'm not going to go through that step, but what I will do is go ahead and just use this image that we've already added. For the purposes of this demo, this is going to be your ebook. Okay, if you upload a PDF file, it's going to be over here. You're going to do the exact same thing, but for this demo, we're going to use this image. So, an important step here. See this right here, this little box? It says copy file URL. This is how your user is going to access the PDF file. Okay, so right now we're going to click that and copy file URL. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and close that and we're going to go back and start our automation. Exit this. Now to create the automation, you're going to go to the left over here on the menu and it says automations. Click that. And you can see we have no automations yet. We need to create one. So click this blue button in the top right that says create automation. Here you'll see the automation flow builder. Okay, at the top you see add new workflow trigger. Automations have to be triggered. In other words, for this automation to run and send the emails or do whatever you want it to do, it has to be triggered by something. Now, for this example, we want the user to opt in to the opt-in form to receive the free ebook. And so the trigger for this automation is going to be a form submission, the opt-in form submission. And so we need to create that. So to get this thing started, we're going to click add new workflow trigger. Workflow trigger type, drop that down, and we're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom. You can see this section called forms. We want to select form submission. Okay, and that's going to give you another box where you choose that form, and the form we want them to submit in order to run this automation is the opt-in form 1, the one we created before. So click that, and then click add trigger. What does that mean? That means now that if they fill in that opt-in form and submit, this is going to trigger the automation, and this automation is going to run. But right now you see we have no steps in this automation. What steps do we want to include? Well, that's up to you. Okay, you can send emails. You can really do just about anything. You can add them to a list. You can add them to a membership. You can send them text messages. You can do so many things in these automations, guys. But for this example, we're going to create an email sequence, and in that very first email, we're going to include the link to that free ebook that we're going to give these users. Okay, so we have to add a step in here. The first step, I'm going to click messaging. We're going to click send email, hold, drag into the builder, and drop it. Okay. Now this is going to be where you configure your email. So you're going to add a subject line, sender name, leave that at default email inbox. Okay. Now this section here, it says, is this a marketing email? Because we're not promoting a product or trying to get someone to buy something with this email, it's not a marketing email. All we're doing is product delivery. We're delivering that free ebook that they opted in to receive. So you don't need to check that in this one. If you were going to promote a product, if you're going to try to sell something or send someone information about a site-wide promotion or whatever you want to do, if it's trying to market in order to get someone to spend some money, you're going to click that box, but we don't need to do that for this one. So click edit email, and here's where you're going to add that link, guys. So just a quick run through on this. This is the text email builder. It's very simple. It's kind of like a Word document. You're typing in text. You also have raw HTML if you know how to do that. And then you have the visual email builder. Inside the visual email builder, you can add things like buttons, you can add images, you can add logos, you can do icons, social media buttons, things like that. You can add that to this visual email builder, but to keep things simple, in this example, we're going to go back to the text email builder, and we're going to type our email. Okay, so we say, hi, here's your free ebook. Just click the link below to view it. Now we just need to insert the link that we copied from the file before. So to do that, you can just click Control V. If you're on a Mac, you can do Command V, or you can right click and click paste. Okay, now if you look at this link, it's not a full URL. It's just the slug. It's just the extension after the backslash. You don't see an HTTPS up here. Okay, so we have to add that in. Otherwise, your user's not going to be able to click it. They're not going to be able to access the file. Okay, so we'll just click in front here. This is very simple. After you've done it once, you know what to do. Okay, click in front of the slash, and you're just going to do HTTPS : okay, login.digably.io. Okay, now there's your link. Again, all we did was type HTTPS : login.digably.io. Then we paste the link that we copied from the file manager. Okay, so this is a very simple email, but this email right here will give your user access to the ebook. We're going to save this. We're going to click save. Now we have an automation that's triggered by the form submission, the opt-in form. We have the first email that delivers the ebook. Now what if you want to add some more emails? Okay, I'm just going to move these around to get them in line. What if you want to add another email? Well, you do the same steps. Drag and drop send email. Subject to sender name demo. Edit email. Then you're going to write another email. I was going to say email too. Okay, save. And then just save that email. Now you can repeat this step as many times as you want, guys. You could add a third email, a fourth email, a fifth email. You could add these emails, hundreds of them if you wanted to. I don't recommend that, but you could. Okay. Now, let's say we wanted to send this email right away and then send this email a day later. Okay. I'm going to drag this down to give us some room. We need to add some time in here. Okay. So we're going to click the logic drop down menu, wait for amount of time, click drag and drop in between there. Now, wait for amount of time. Let's wait 1 day and save that. Okay, so now you have a very simple email follow-up sequence. Not ready yet, but we're triggered by the opt-in form. When that's submitted, that triggers this automation. It sends the first email that delivers the free ebook. It waits a day after it sends that email. Then it sends another email, and then they're deactivated from this automation. Okay, final step, we need to connect these, because right now they're not connected. They're in the form builder, but they're not connected. Just to do that, simply click this gray little dot, drag it to the next one. Now those two are connected. We're going to repeat that process for each of these. Now that's connected. Okay. Now to finish this up, we want to click Save. We can give it a name. Let's go ahead and change this from Draft Flow to Opt-in Automation 1 and publish. Okay guys, so this automation is active, meaning if someone goes to your opt-in page, they fill out your opt-in form, and they hit submit, they're going to get these emails. It's going to automatically trigger, it's going to automatically send them those emails according to the way you set it up. So this step's finished, guys, and we'll catch you in the next video.
Okay guys, now we have all the pieces of our funnel, and so the final step is to just tie everything together. So the first thing we need to do in order to get that started is we need to publish our site. So I'm going to go to Pages. I'm going to open up our site. And then we're going to click Publish. Now, you can pick a free domain with Digably, and that's actually what we're going to do to finish this out. But I want to show you how to set up your own domain, because I know several of you own your own domain, and you would like to use that for your page. So it's completely free to use your own domain in Digably. So let's go ahead and click this, and then let's just say your own domain is, in this example, awesomesauce.com. So you would type in your domain here, click on this check, and click Next. And then you can decide whether or not you want to allow email sending. If you have an email address from that domain, you can set that up. In this case, we're just going to do the web hosting. And then leave this check, guys. Yes, also connect www.yourdomain. And what that's going to do is, in case somebody types in the www, it'll forward to this, so everything will work flawlessly. And whether they type that in or not, it'll go to your page. So keep this checked and click Next. Yes, I want the fastest website. And I don't know who actually owns this domain. This is just for an example. So this is what you would do. I don't actually own this website, but here's the steps you would take to connect your own domain. This dialog box will show you which records to add to your DNS settings at your registrar. So apparently this one lives at GoDaddy.com right now. But what you would do is you would go into your DNS settings, in this case at GoDaddy. You may have yours at Namecheap or whatever. It's going to be the same process. You're going to go into your DNS records at your registrar. And so for this example, you would add an A record. You would click this to copy and put that in the name section, and then you would copy this into the value section, and then you would add that record. Okay. The next step, you would add a CNAME record. Okay, so same thing, you would go into your DNS settings at GoDaddy or Namecheap or Bluehost or wherever you have it, and you would add a CNAME record. The name would be www, and then you would copy and paste this into the value section in your DNS records. Once you have that done, you would just click verify I have added these records correctly. And so I'm just going to click that. Okay, now let's save this and back out of here for just a moment. Okay, now if we click on settings and then click on pages, it's going to show your connected domains. Now, we just attempted to connect this domain, which we do not own. I didn't add the records into the DNS settings of this domain. So it's not actually going to show enabled. But what yours will do is after, usually within 20 minutes or so, this is going to say enabled. And that means your domain is completely connected and, well, it's connected to your site and ready to use. Okay. So we can progress through this demo, I want to go back. I'm actually going to delete this one. And we're going to use one of the free ones from Digably so that I can show you the entire rest of the process of tying everything together. Now keep in mind that this process will be the same with your own domain after it's connected. We'll go back through the same steps of redirecting your forms and your pages just to make sure everything's tied together. So let's go back to our site. And we're going to click publish again. Now, we're going to use a free site address so that we can progress through the demo. There's all kinds of things you can pick from here. Let's just use this one, sitehome.co. And then I'm going to pick awesome sauce. Go ahead and click next. Website hosting, next. Yes, I want the fastest website. So it's a very similar process, guys, except in this case you don't have to go add the DNS records because it's provided free through Digably. Okay, so now our site is published. Now what I want us to do is we're going to have to make sure all of our redirects are working properly. So we've published our site. We've got our domain set up. Now let's check the slugs on all of our pages. So if we go to page settings for the landing page, this one needs to remain as index. And remember, guys, the one that you actually want the site to land on when somebody types in the regular domain, that slug needs to stay as index. Okay, so you won't change the one that you want them to land on. And here's the link. Okay, so that all looks good. Let's click save. Now let's go to our special offer page. Let's click on page settings for this one. And we set this up earlier, but I just want to remind you that we put for the slug on this one OTO for one-time offer. And you can see that the site is the one that we set up /OTO. Okay. Now what we need to do is we need to take this and we need to redirect the form, the opt-in form, to this page. Because remember, this is our special offer page. They fill in the opt-in form. When they submit it, we want it to redirect them to the special offer page. So let's copy this link. Click Save. And let's go back to our form, because we have to redirect the opt-in form to this page. So I'm going to click Exit. Going to click on Forms. And then we're going to go to our opt-in form. So once you open this up, you're going to go to Settings. And right here where it says what happens after the form is submitted, change that to redirect to another URL. And then we're going to put the URL right here. That's the one we just copied. Okay, now we're going to click Save. Now guys, just to remind you what this is going to do, when somebody lands on your landing page and they submit the form to get the free ebook, now when they click Submit, it's going to redirect them to the special offer page. That's what we just set up. Okay, so I'm going to save this, and we have one more redirect set up. And that redirect is in the case that someone purchased the product on your special offer page. When they check out, you want to redirect them to our thank you page, the final thank you page. Okay, so let's go back into our site. And let's get the link of the page that we want it to redirect them to if they purchase. So that's going to be our final thank you page. So let's go to that. And now we're going to click on Page Settings. And here's our link. So same thing, we're going to copy that link address. We're going to go back out to our purchase form. So go back to Forms. Here's our checkout form. Same thing. We're going to go to Settings, the upper left. Then we're going to change this to redirect to another URL and put in that link that we just copied. Control V. Now that you have that in there, just click Save. Make sure you save everything on the way out. And guys, now you have a fully functioning funnel from start to finish. Okay? You have your website with your landing page. You have an opt-in form. When somebody submits the opt-in form, it adds them to an email sequence and sends them a free ebook. At the same time, it redirects them to a sales page to give them a special offer, to ask them to buy something. They have the opportunity on that page to put in their credit card information and complete a purchase of a product. Okay? When they do that, they're then redirected to the final thank you page, letting them know that their order has been confirmed and it's being prepared. And now you have not only do you have a customer, you have a lead, you have contact information that's going to stay in your system, and they're going to go through the automations that you set up to continue to nurture that lead, to drip emails, text messages, whatever you set up for that lead, so that they can continue to get good information, good, valuable resources from you, and then in turn want to purchase more from you, stay more connected with you, and just create a great business relationship, and be able to serve that customer and produce income at the same time. So I'm excited for you guys. You now have a fully functioning funnel, lead magnet funnel from start to finish. You got your site set up. And now guys, remember, this is just the bare bones. of your funnel. Okay, you can make those pages as elaborate as you want to, brand them out to your colors. Make your forms, gather as much information as you want to. And you can edit and add to anything that we've done here. But I just wanted to show you how you could go from start to finish, set everything up, and have it fully functioning, connected from start to finish. So I'm excited for you guys, and I hope you just dive into Digably here, explore, try things out, test things, really just have fun and create something really special for yourself and for your clients and customers. So I hope this has been super helpful. One thing I will mention one more time is you can always go to the bottom left here and click on Help Docs. Almost everything that we did here is in this Help Docs. But if you want a refresher, you can search the Help Docs, and it's going to give you step by step on how to do each little part of this. So I appreciate you guys taking the time here, because this is quite a long video. But hopefully it's been helpful, and hopefully this will help you so much moving forward in your business. And one thing that I do want to mention before we finish up here is always feel free to go to your website and see it in action, test it out, put in some test information, and see if it has the contact to your contact section. See if it's going through the email automations, and just watch the magic happen as it goes from start to finish, so that you know what's going to happen for a customer or a lead when you start publishing this and letting people know about it. So let's do that. Let's go to your website, and in this case it was awesome sauce.sitehome.co. And here it is, guys. You'll notice very soon after you publish the domain, it may take a little while for the SSL certificate to come into effect. This won't take very long, no matter if you connect your own domain or do one of the free ones through Digably. But here's our site. So let's just put in demo user at gmail.com. Submit. And you can see everything's functioning correctly. We've submitted our information. The form redirected us to the thank you page. Okay, and the same thing when we fill out this form to purchase and submit, it's going to redirect us to the final thank you page. And you can always test these things out. You can you can create a coupon code for 100% off, put your own card information in here, make sure everything's working properly. But that's how you would test it out, guys. And so have fun with this, and thank you for your time.